dudes had a chance to get Giannis.
Do you trade half the team, like for Carmelo, for Giannis?
I get a dance team away.
You did.
I get the equipment manager. Get me Giannis. Giannis?
The Knicks City dances, you the gave him.
I get everybody away. Let me tell you something right now. Giannis in New York? Shit. Yes. In a heartbeat. I would not hesitate. It's Giannis, dog. Ain't no shade of disrespect to anybody. It's Giannis. You have to give up 2 of the 3. I'm giving up 2 of the 3. Go on. 2 of the 3 you just mentioned, I'm giving them up. And I love them. Go on.
Stephen A. Smith talks about the Knicks trading for Giannis. Check out what he had to say, and then I'll come back with my comments.
Let's jump to the Knicks. I know you're a Knickerbocker.
At the beginning of the season, I had them going to the finals. I still am there. But
8 games in, you switched it already.
No, I'm not happy. So if I'm not happy,
what you not happy about?
Defensively, they're not the same. They're still trying to figure out a rhythm under Mike Brown. It's a new coach. If it was Tibbs, I wouldn't be as worried. But with him, I'm worried because it's a new system. And you got to remember something. And I'm not blaming anybody. I understand how this goes on both sides. But Tibbs, rigid, tough, hard, never stop, blah, blah, blah. When a guy like Mikal Bridges, who's an Iron Man, don't miss games
at all,
looks at you and says, yo, we need a break, that's a bad sign because you're not giving them a break. He never asked for one. Phoenix, Brooklyn, now the Knicks, he never asked for one in his career. That's not him. He prides himself and he's known for playing not all the games, but practically all the games. So when he said that about Tibbs, you got the feeling stuff wasn't right.
Yeah, as far as the Knicks, they're still in the mix. They're going to be a top 6 seed in the Eastern Conference. The East is weak. You don't have Indiana. The Magic, they're sometime-ish. The Cavs, who knows how they're going to really pan out. As long as you got Donovan Mitchell, you got a chance. The Pistons, the shocker of the NBA and the Eastern Conference, look like they're going to go down as the number 1 seed. Then you got the Miami Heat as well. So I think the Knicks, they should be able to finish top 6. It ain't over for them. They got to get better with their defense. They got to make sure Cat doesn't get in foul trouble. That's the biggest knock on Cat. He fouls a lot, can't move his feet, and he bails out the offense with a random foul. So as long as he can keep that under control and be available for the most part in every game, the Knicks, they have a chance to go on a playoff run, but I don't think they're winning a championship.
You know, you look at them come playoff time. Tibbs hurt himself when Cat got gimpy. And you took him out, and then you saw Cat stepping in there, finding a way to give you quality minutes. Mm-hmm. And what you asked yourself was, well, where the fuck were they? How come you didn't see them during the season? Because if you see them during the season, you got a better chemistry, a better rhythm, better, you know what I'm saying? They might play even better. What you were doing. You know World Wide West, you know Leon Rose, you know that's what they wanted. They got these cats on the squad for a reason. They want you to play them. You didn't play them. So that's problematic. Now, they bounced them after 5 years. Resurrected the franchise, got you to the conference finals.
20-something years.
Got him to the conference finals.
Yeah.
So now, here's the deal. Why he gone? Because you weren't feeling them as players. So you got a cat in that you could feel, that you are comfortable with. Well, here's the problem with that. Don't you usually have problems with coaches you comfortable with? Them cats that can't get in your ass, that can't grind you when you need to be grinded. They can't hold you accountable. Now, I'm not saying that's Mike Brown, because Mike Brown will get your ass.
Sitting in front of Mike Brown and he's like, thanks, buddy. You really...
Yeah, not sure if Mike Brown's that players type coach that's going to let everything slide. That's why you like Thibs there, because he was going to hold players accountable and he wasn't going to shy away from it. Mike Brown just lost his job in Sacramento, so he's going to be walking on eggshells how he treats his star players, Brunson and Cat. He doesn't want to go overboard with them. Maybe he'll challenge them in the nicest way possible, but he could be a pushover just to make sure he can go on a 4 or 5 year run with the Knicks, being the head coach.
Working hard. Like, that ain't the fucking coach. I'm Bobby Knight.
Right.
Well, you said don't give big. We got to, no. He's winning. I pray for him every night.
You're saying he's too nice.
I'm saying he's too nice.
I'm just saying he is a nice guy, very nice guy. But I've seen him getting people's ass before.
Okay.
He was in Sacramento.
Right now, he's like, yo, listen. Right now, I heard him. I sat behind him in like 3 games. Hey, buddy, nice try. Go again. I'm not with that.
Right.
I'm with like the pain. I want to hear like, yo, get the fuck on the bench. Oh, you won't play tomorrow. I don't know what this is, this nice guy, but he's winning.
Well, here's the problem.
Yeah, it's tough to do that in this era of basketball. Players making all this money, the front office, they're always going to side with their star players, especially if they're making 150 to 200 million apiece. So you can't have that coach to go off on people like a Bobby Knight talking junk. Don't put your hands on nobody, but still, you can't really keep that same energy with these athletes only because there's so much money involved when you're paying them.
No, but hold up. Another problem. This is the biggest problem I have. The biggest problem I have with Mike Brown is total opposite of Tibbs. Tibbs is playing them till they die. I feel like Mike Brown ain't playing them enough. He just keeps rotating
No, because what he's trying to do is build a bench and trying to preserve your legs for the postseason, so you don't have no excuses. You see what I'm saying?
It's hard for me for a fan
when you
who
got
wants to
Mitchell
see my
Robinson.
favorite.
When you got Mitchell Robinson and Cat always hurt. That no excuses. If I got to play you 30 or less, if I got to play you 30, and that's what it's going to take to make sure you ready come playoff time. What matters is April, May, and June. And here's the thing.
And that's the main thing. And that's way better than load management, just players missing random games. If you got to put players on minute restrictions just to make sure they're available when it counts the most, I'm all for Mike Brown doing that. Fat Joe, he's just, coming from a fan perspective. He's not really thinking about the nuance of the game. This era of basketball, players being injured every other game, the stars they're missing right now. And Mike Brown, he's trying to, come up with a game plan, build out the bench, and make sure his star players and role players are available for the playoffs.
New York Knicks is the best chance they've had at the finals in 25 years. I'm going to tell you why. Jason Tatum, Achilles. Yeah. Tyrese Halliburton, Achilles. Yeah. Damian Lillard, Achilles, left Milwaukee, went back to Portland, right? Miles Turner doing his thing there as a center with Giannis. We get all of that part, but you should be able to beat them if you're the New York Knicks. Orlando coming, but they should be there. You should be able to beat them. Indiana ain't to say you should be able to beat them. Boston without Tatum, you should be able to beat them. I want to hear that shit. This is it. You got to get to the finals, okay? If you don't get to the finals, it ain't going to be easier in the years to follow. This is it. And here's the deal.
Yeah, this is a golden opportunity for a lot of teams in the East to get to the finals. When you have like 3 or 4 teams that were there in the playoffs last season that are injured and nowhere to be found this season, if you're the top 4 or 5 teams in the East, you got an opportunity. Really any team, but you know your go-tos as far as who can go to the playoffs and get out the Eastern Conference. So if you're the Knicks, hopefully they figure it out, make a trade or two, and see if they can make it to the NBA Finals this season.
This is it. And here's the deal. These dudes had a chance to get Giannis.
Do you trade half the team, like for Carmelo, for Giannis?
I'll get a dance team away.
You did.
I get the equipment manager. Get me Giannis. Giannis?
The Knicks City dances, you the game.
I get everybody away. I get everybody. Let me tell you something right now. Giannis in New York? Shit. Yes. In a heartbeat. I would not hesitate. It's Giannis, dog. Ain't no shade of disrespect to anybody. It's Giannis.
Yeah, if you got a chance to get Giannis, you go for it. But what's going to happen when they're in the playoffs, the game slows down, then they do hack Giannis, he's not making his shots. What's going to happen with Giannis? How's he going to be able to really pull through? Yeah, he looks great in the regular season, but certain matchups in the playoffs, he just looks like a very good player instead of a great player. Now, do you trade Karl Anthony Towns and other players and try to maneuver to get Giannis? Maybe so, but just to be like they're going to be a lock to win a championship with Giannis, I don't think so. But they have a better chance. But I don't know if you mortgage your future away for Giannis. He's about 31, 32. He's getting up there in age, so that's something to think about. But I don't know if you just trade everybody for Giannis. You have to be real strategic.
Now it sounds like
I'm not doing that.
I don't know if I give away the whole.
No, I ain't giving away Brunson. I ain't giving away Brunson.
Of course
you need
not,
help.
But you saying this is the first time in
25 years
that we honestly believe that we could go to the final
by default.
But do you give that up for Giannis?
Yes. You know why? Because I'm going to have a chance to get to the finals every year with Giannis. Tatum come back.
Finals. He ain't getting to the finals every day.
Brother champion, dog. You say what you want. My finals and finals MVP.
Incredible.
He's
phenomenal.
He got a finals MVP and averages 30 and 12.
But then Giannis is injury riddled now, and then when he gets to the playoffs, they're getting bounced out. They got destroyed by Indiana and other teams over the last few years. So even though he had that magical season, won the championship, shout out to the Greek Freak, but he's not all that is cracked up to be in the playoffs. So you know, Giannis is cool, a fan of him, but just because you get Giannis on the Knicks, even with a Brunson, doesn't mean they're going to make it to the finals every single season. They're going to need more help.
You trade the whole team, you full of shit, Kiss.
We go off numbers, man. The world goes, did you just hear what he said? He's a finals MVP and he has 30 and 12.
You trade the whole team.
Who averaged 30 and 12 on the Knicks right now?
That's OG and the Noble.
Stop it.
Three
That's
people
Cat.
to get. You know
what I'm saying? You got to give up OG.
Go on.
You got to give up Cat. You got to give up like Bridges.
Yo.
Or some shit.
Go on.
I'm giving up. You have to give up 2 of the 3. You have to give up 2 of the 3. I'm giving up 2 of the 3.
Go on.
2 of the 3 you just mentioned, I'm giving them up. And I love them.
Go on.
Yeah, it depends on who you're giving up. You can keep Brunson. Cool, go ahead and try to get Giannis. But again, you're not going to be able to keep Cat, OG Anunoby, Bridges. 2 out of those 3 are going to have to go. So do you part ways with Mikal and Cat for Giannis and I guess other picks and maybe a 3-team deal? Maybe so, but as long as you keep Brunson, maybe. But again, I like Karl-Anthony Towns a little more. Only thing with him, he fouls a lot. That's his only knock. But you're going to need his offense and his 3-point shooting in the playoffs, especially when the game slows down.
I love Cat. Cat, one of the best. Cat, one of the best people I know.
Yes.
That's the truth. Cat, one of the best people I know. Cat can shoot the whole 9. OG Anunoby, love his defensive tenacity, his toughness, the whole 9. Mikal Bridges, listen. Respect with
mean to see that.
Stay with this.
New York.
Stay with this. Stay with me. It's very important you hear this, especially you. It's very important you hear this. Knicks fans, it's very important you hear this shit. Mikal Bridges, $150 million now.
He ain't worth 5.
He's
Number
number
1.
He's number $50 million. He's worth every penny of the 150. No more than that.
Not
150.
5.
Now find out. 150. Here's the deal, y'all. They traded 5 first-round picks for him. 5 first-round picks.
You got to
Do
do
you
more.
know if they had paid 3 first-round picks and they had kept 2 of them for themselves, they'd have had Giannis already. They had nothing to give him.
Yeah, they over-leveraged for Mikal Bridges. I get it. He was a solid player in Phoenix, but he's not worth 5 first-round picks. And then you give him $150 million on top of that. They want to make sure they get a lot back in return for Mikal, but I don't think he has the same trade value. I don't even think he had the trade value to begin with. But the Knicks, they were desperate. They needed, decent players on their team, and he's a great role player within the system, but he's not worth multiple first-round picks. They should have kept a few. Then they would have had a chance to get Giannis. They dropped the ball.
You got those players, but you had no draft assets. That's what Milwaukee got to get if you're going to lose Giannis. It can't be just a couple of players. It's got to be draft picks. You don't have the draft capital. So the only way you can get him is if he forces his way out of Milwaukee, and he's not willing to do that yet because he feels he owes the organization in the city.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah, Giannis ain't going to force his way out. He's going to try to be honorable. He's kind of talking both ways in the media. He wants to honor his contract, but at the same time, he's going to hold the organization accountable. He wants to win, so he has this season, next season, and a player option in his last season, the 27-28. So is he going to stay around that long? Will he force his way out? It's possible. Depends on how they do this season. Now that the Eastern Conference is wide open, they're still going to have to make some moves. Turner's cool, but that's not going to be enough to win a championship. Maybe you can sneak and get out the Eastern Conference, but what's going to happen when you face OKC, Denver, and the great teams in the Western Conference? They're still going to struggle either way, but as far as Giannis to the Knicks, this season will be dependent on if it happens at the trade deadline or next season. It's still possible, but who are you going to trade for Giannis? Are you going to mortgage away your future just for a Giannis that may struggle in the playoffs because his offense is going to take a hit? We'll see what happens moving forward with Giannis' future and the Knicks.